Peyton Pritchard. Is he really all that? The Celtics' sixth man started the season with a surprising performance. But is this pace sustainable, or are we just witnessing a fleeting illusion? From the beginning, Peyton Pritchard has impressed with a blend of efficiency and presence on the court, raising his scoring average and energy in every game. His impact is so strong that many already see him as a favorite for the Sixth Man of the Year award. But has he truly become a reliable asset for the Celtics? The last game against the Hornets provided more signs regarding this question. With 22 points in 29 minutes, he started hot in the first half and cooled off in the second. This marks his fifth game of the season with 15-plus points, a clear indication of his growth. Betting houses already list him as a strong candidate for the Sixth Man of the Year award, which has raised fans' expectations. A new role or a temporary specialty? Even with promising numbers, Pritchard still has a rather specific playing style. His main skill remains three-point shooting. Out of the 78 shots he has taken this season, 66 have been from long distance. In terms of efficiency, he leads the league in three-point shooting percentage among players who have attempted at least 50 shots, at 44.9%, a figure any team would love to see from their bench. But, as we know, three-point shooting is a game of highs and lows. The phrase, "live by the three, die by the three," could not be more fitting for Pritchard. On nights when his shot isn't falling, he still lacks additional skills that could justify his presence on the court. Defensively, he's not a liability, but his physical limitations make him struggle in matchups against elite creators like Jimmy Butler and Donovan Mitchell, which can make him an easy target. Emergency role or sixth man in the stretch run? For many, Pritchard is a valuable resource in emergencies, someone who can be called upon to create plays in critical situations. But when everyone is healthy, it's likely that Sam Hauser will remain as the seventh man, due to his defensive capabilities that Pritchard lacks. In a playoff series, relying on Pritchard would require explosive and consistent offensive performances. And this uncertainty, as intriguing as it may be, is perhaps something the Celtics may not want to gamble on. Still, Pritchard's progress is undeniable. Since being sidelined in 2022, he has worked to regain his place, increasing his averages in minutes, shots, and points, as well as securing a new contract. This journey of overcoming challenges is impressive, and the Celtics will surely continue to explore ways to maximize his impact, whether through mid-range shots or explosive plays. Miracle or luck? The question remains, are we witnessing the rise of an elite sixth man, or just a good stretch fueled by an unlikely streak of success? Either way, having this uncertainty about Pritchard is a good problem for the Celtics, a luxury that reflects the depth and talent of the team. Do the Celtics have a clear advantage over the Hornets in just one aspect? The Charlotte Hornets faced an early season test with a series of consecutive games against none other than the reigning champions, the Boston Celtics. It was a significant opportunity to gauge how close the team is to reaching the top of the Eastern Conference. With absences on both sides, a balanced battle was expected. However, the Charlotte team came away with 2 losses, both by double digits, highlighting a significant disparity in one key area. Did the referees favor the Celtics against the Hornets? Despite the setbacks, the Hornets showed resilience, keeping the games competitive until Boston's late surges crushed any chance of an upset victory. The problem of slow starts reared its head again, as Charlotte allowed an average of 39 points in the first quarter. Still, they managed to narrow the gap and made the game close before Tatum and his team took control in the decisive moments. Did disparities in free throws and fouls decide the game? What stood out the most was the huge disparity in the number of fouls and free throws. In the first game, Charlotte committed 26 fouls compared to just 13 for the Celtics, resulting in 35 free throw attempts for Boston, with Tatum and Brown combining for 23 of them. In contrast, the Hornets went to the line only 12 times, with LaMelo Ball attempting just 3, well below his average of 6.3 attempts per game. In the second matchup, history repeated itself. Boston had fewer fouls, 25-17, and more free throw attempts, 28-9. Tatum alone had 17 free throw attempts, while Ball failed to draw a single shooting foul. Even Brandon Miller's dunk over Tatum, where his arm was clearly held, went unnoticed by the referees. In light of this, the question remains, if free throws had been more balanced, could the Hornets have emerged victorious? They made more field goals and three-pointers in both games, showing they have the ability to compete with the Eastern Giants. Lessons and hopes for the future of the Hornets. Despite the losses and a 2-4 record, there are several positive takeaways for Charles Lee and his team. They have proven to the NBA that the Charlotte Hornets do not back down from challenges, no matter who the opponent is. With adjustments and more consistency, it may just be a matter of time before they become a force to be reckoned with. Celtics Jaylen Brown faces hip injury and may be out. Boston Celtics fans were taken by surprise with alarming news that could change the course of the season. Jaylen Brown, one of the team's star players, is dealing with a persistent hip flexor injury. With pain and limitations that kept him out of the last game against the Charlotte Hornets, Brown will undergo a second MRI to determine the extent of the problem. The lingering question is, will the Celtics have to adapt to a long absence from Brown? In an NBA season that demands a lot physically from athletes, forcing the return of a player who is still injured could seriously compromise their long-term performance. Therefore, the team may opt to proceed with caution, preserving their star for the crucial moments of the season. But if Brown really needs time away from the court, Boston will have to rely on the depth and talent of the rest of the roster, and this added pressure could lead to a series of strategic and leadership adjustments within the team. Kornet and Pritchard show their worth. With Brown sidelined, some players seized the opportunity to shine, and Luke Kornet stood out. Kornet, who rarely gets the spotlight, took center stage against the Hornets and had an impressive game with 19 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. It's evident that in situations like this, the hidden talent of the roster emerges, and Kornet did just that. Celtics head coach Joe Mazzulla praised Kornet's performance after the 113-103 victory over the Hornets, emphasizing that his impact goes far beyond the numbers. "He's incredible," Mazzulla stated. "He does a lot of things that go unnoticed. One of those is boxing out opponents so others can grab the rebound, something that doesn't show up in the statistics but is crucial for the team's success." But Kornet wasn't the only one to elevate his game. Pritchard also shone, scoring 22 points and helping the Celtics secure the win. This type of performance shows that even without one of their main players, Boston can rely on other key pieces of the roster to maintain their winning momentum. Kornet, in his post-game interview with NBC Sports Boston's Kayla Burton, highlighted Pritchard's role on the team. "Peyton was amazing tonight," Kornet declared. "We can always count on his energy, especially in these back-to-back games. When everyone shares the same goal and supports each other, we become an almost unbeatable team." Celtics prepare for possible extended absence of Brown. If Jaylen Brown's diagnosis indicates a more serious injury, Boston knows they will need to adjust their strategies and reorganize their tactical scheme. Even in Brown's absence, the team has Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, and other key players to ensure that the team remains competitive. The depth of the Celtics roster allows them to face challenges like this, which is why the team feels they can continue to compete at the top of the Eastern Conference. The Celtics' strong start to the season, with an impressive record of 6 wins and only 1 loss, is a clear indication that the team is determined to achieve great things. This commitment, combined with the talent and unity of the group, reinforces the roster's confidence in another strong campaign in pursuit of the title. Hey Celtics fanatics! What do you think of this news? Leave your opinion in the comments, as it's highly valued.